Okay, so this is very different than all the other cars that we've seen.
Yeah.
What is this?
So this right here is a Gullwing tribute car. I'll have Daniel talk more
so
about
this is a car that was actually an original Gullwing 300 SL that was crashed back in the 60s and then repurposed and re-put together and turned into a hillclimb race car. So actually underneath the hood is a Chevy small block engine, so this thing totally rips around. And it's also a race car, so it's a mix of fiberglass and steel. So with racing heritage and Gullwing, mostly Gullwing original parts, it's a very unique vehicle.
Okay, there goes the Gullwing right there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the door. And I've driven this car at Amelia Island. It's fast as hell, it's loud as hell. It shoots flames out the side. And we love driving the cars. That's the whole point, is the experience of driving them is like, it takes it to the next level. Owning them is great, but driving them makes it, an incredible experience and very memorable every time. And every single car has a different feel, you know what I mean? And this car has a specific, very rugged feel, but it's an eye catcher. Anywhere you pull up in this thing, it's super loud and it looks crazy as hell. So whole body styling is incredible. Of course, you guys seen the classic Gullwings, the real original Mercedes Gullwings from the era. This is a tribute to that, but it still has, like Daniel said, original parts, and it's worth a lot of money still, but the original ones of this era are worth north of $2 million these days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the gas right there?
That's not the gas, that's just for show, but usually that's where the gas would be. So here's just a hole. But it's a hill climb tribute car,
But what does that mean, hill climb?
So basically, like with a hill climb car, you take it up a certain track. It's an uphill track, and you just try to go as fast as you can. So whenever you've seen those guys, those European tracks going super tight, kind of one after another, they do one at the festival speed. And it's just a type of race they have in the U.S. and all over the world. You have to be actually pretty wild and pretty crazy to want to do it and go full send in a car like this with a huge engine that's made of fiberglass and steel and kind of just a roll cage. So it's has a lot of racing history since the 80s in this car.
And I noticed that the hood has leather straps on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's something they would do for the original Gullwings. They do it on the hood, they do it on the trunk. It just gives it that extra, classiness that Mercedes always came with, that class and that extra touch,
Yeah, I mean, it's like luggage pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And they do it for the trunk usually as well. And yeah, I mean, this car is very, very interesting. It's very original in its own way. There's not another one like it in the world. So we're happy to have it in the collection. It's an incredible car.
Okay, it's from 1957.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the Red Pig.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what a Red Pig is.
So the Red Pig is a 300 SEL 6.3. They originally had back in the day. They made a 6.9 engine inside of it. They put it in this hood right here in this engine bay. And this was the first AMG car to start winning for AMG and put really AMG on the map back in the 1970s. So this right here was called the Red Pig. It's a race car. It's a full, this is a tribute to the original race car. The original race car was destroyed throughout history, but this one right here is the closest thing we could find to it. They're very, very hard to find a full tribute like this that has the complete decals, interior, engine work. This has the actual engine of the 6.9 Red Pig, so crazy.
What made this car crazy back in the day is that we all know Mercedes for big bodies, and big cars. And the fact they raced this car and were beating cars with 2 doors and coupes is what makes it so valuable, is because it showed that you could take a Benz, put a huge engine in it, tune it up, and make it faster than any other car at the time. And that's where Mercedes started realizing, oh shit, AMG is a company that can actually make our cars go faster no matter how big they are.
Right, and Mercedes actually bought AMG at one point.
Yeah, in 2006, they all closed the deal.
2006,
Yeah.
Got it. And that's the only aftermarket brand that's actually part of Mercedes.
Yes.
Everything else is all aftermarket.
Yes, the whole collection is based off of aftermarket tuners, Brabus, SGS, Gambala, and this was the first AMGs they ever made. AMG would have remained, a pre-merger company. If they never got with them, they would have been still on the same level as all these other companies. The other companies do just as good work as AMG, if not better sometimes. So we can't discredit them because they're not with Mercedes, but it is what it is, the nature of the tuner game.
Okay, notice the BBS rims.
BBS rims, of course. The original one did not have BBS rims. The original one had Penta wheels, which would be the wheels on this car next to it right here.
Yeah.
But
BBS rims are amazing because they're actually, people think of them as for the look, but they're racing wheels.
Yeah.
And the reason is because you look at the wheel, how it is, it's kind of web design. It allows it to be strong while also drilling it out to make it super light. So by putting BBSs on your car, you would save 80, 90, 100 pounds on the car compared to other wheels and also have an incredible look. So we love them for the look, but really BBS is a racing wheel brand. Even on Porsches and Ferraris back in the day, it was all in those cars.
Okay, and this is a full-blown racing car.
Yeah.
So when
So
you look
this-
inside, this
yeah.
is not a comfortable ride or
no.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
So this has the tight bucket seats. You have the roll cage all around. You see right here, you can't just get in and out. Normally, you got to be careful. You got the Momo steering wheel. Yeah, man, it's pretty decked out interior. It's a full race build, you know.
It's sort of odd
guys
to
want a
be a
picture with it?
four-door race car.
Yeah, and that's what was weird about the Red Pig, and that's what made it so cool and so impressive, that it was a full-blown sedan, a saloon essentially, and that it was winning races against coupes, basically.
Right.
Lighter cars.
It's got the roll bar inside.
Yep. This is one of the few cars I have not driven yet because it arrived directly to the museum and went on display. But I'll definitely be doing a deep dive on our channel, on the Patina Collective channel, which we have a lot of videos on. You guys should subscribe and check it out. We drive these cars, we live with them, we show you how we buy them, how we import them, how we bring them to the beach and stuff like that. And we actually do deep dives and make you learn and give you education on all of the tuners.
This silver car right here.
Yep.
Tell me about it.
So this car right here is called the Mampe race car. This is another tribute build that they made in memory of the original Mampe AMG car that was winning mad races in the 1980s for Mercedes in the late 70s. This is basically the closest thing we could find. We found this car in Thailand, so it was a nightmare shipping it out of Thailand and getting it here, but it's a right-hand drive. A lot of right-hand drive cars in the collection, as you guys will see, but it has racing bucket seats. It has a roll cage as well, AMG seats. It has an AMG tuned motor, and it has this insane wide body kit with the BBS, gold BBS wheels. So it's an incredible build and very fun to drive. I've driven this car. It has the three-pointed seat belts. Insane, very, very cool.
Okay, and if you could drive right-hand steering wheel cars
Yeah,
in America,
no problem
if you
at
get pulled over, the cops don't care.
Florida, I don't know about other states, but I know about in Florida, you can drive right-hand drives all the time. I pull up next to cops all the time in my right-hand drives, and they kind of appreciate it. It's actually a cool sight to see in America, of course.
Got it. I see it's got the flare kit in the back,
Yep.
and it's got the deep dish rims.
Yep, super cool. And like I said, it's right-hand drive, so the steering wheel is on the opposite side. Small bucket seats made for Asian people, basically, because it was from Thailand. I can barely fit in it. I can't gain 5 pounds. I won't be able to drive it anymore. But yeah, man, it's a super fun car. Very loud, extremely fast. It has a tuned engine, like I said. And it's one of the rarer cars. I've never seen this car. And one of the cooler parts of this car is you come to the back here, you see these taillights. This is all custom work. See how they made all this one piece, and then they put a little taillight there. They did that to the back lights, and they also did it to the front lights. We kept the Thailand plate there to keep it. We do that a lot with all the cars that we get. We keep it original. Same thing with the front lights. This is all custom work, and that's what made this car super special and super cool. And the Mampe, you see this elephant right here. Mampe was actually a drink that Lufthansa offered on their flights, and they were the sponsor. So the Mampe cocktail, that was actually a drink that Lufthansa offered, and that's why it's called the Mampe car.
Okay, so this car right here, how much is it worth roughly?
At least $500,000, up to $600,000 around there, because it's just one of a kind, and all the work that went into it, the custom work in the engine, it was sent to Germany for it and all that. So definitely a real authentic race car.
Okay, this bronze car right here, what exactly is it?
So this right here is an AMG W123 rally car from the UK. This is a right-hand drive car that was actually built by an individual. It was not built by AMG, but it was a tribute to the rally racing cars of the time. He did the full rally racing setup. You have the rally racing wheel, you have the rally racing headlights in the front. You have the pins to open the hood like a real race car. BBS wheels. You have the AMG decals all on the sides. And then inside we have the rally setup, which is the PA system to be able to talk to other drivers and stuff. Rally suspension, so it's a real rally build. Super cool, super fun car out of the UK. I drove this car a lot, enjoyed it a lot. It's very fast and nimble, and it actually has a transplanted motor in it that makes it even more special. It has an M103 AMG 3.2 liter engine, so super cool.
Okay, car like this, what's the price tag?
About $150,000 around there. So because it's not like a back in the day made car with someone that built it himself, but because of all the work that went into it and all the custom pieces, these cars have been going up in value like crazy the last few years. They've just been skyrocketing. The market's going crazy. So a lot of these cars have unbelievable price tags on them now because people haven't really caught up with how the market has shifted. But it's definitely a next level game right now. It's changing every day as well. So.
Okay, and then on the inside, let's just take a look at the interior.
Yeah. You take a look at the interior.
So it's got the right-hand steering wheel once again.
You got the right-hand steering wheel, AMG steering wheel, of course. And
that's the fire extinguisher, basically?
Yeah, this fire extinguisher right here, you have to have it. If you're gonna go rally racing, you have to be safe and have your rally racing extinguisher. Here you have the PA phone. So this is not a telephone, this is a PA system with the frequencies right here. You can tune into the frequency and be able to talk to the person at the tower or whatever. And you usually have a light here because you would have your partner next to you with a map. That's how they would go rally racing. You'd have a person here with a map and you're the driver and he would tell you blah, blah, blah. You have the light and he'd be on the phone making all the calls and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's an original build and it's from the UK. It has AMG cluster, AMG steering wheel, a lot of original AMG parts on this car. So super, super fun car to drive. Incredible.
Okay, now we've seen a lot of cars, but this is just an engine, but it's not a regular engine, it's a very special engine.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
This is what we call the Hammer Engine. It's probably one of the most valuable engines AMG ever made. They only made a couple hundred of them, and they went into the rare, super rare Hammer 6-liter cars, you know, like the coupes back here, and also like the SECs. So if you sent your car to AMG and had an unlimited budget, this is the engine they put in, and it's a 6-liter dual overhead cam. It started first as a 5-liter and a 5.6-liter, got bored out and changed by AMG. So this in a car alone either triples, quadruples, or in some cases up to 10 times the value of the original car based upon the engine having the numbers match, etc. So this engine by itself is extremely valuable, and the fact you can put it in a car, it's in a car, just makes the car that much more expensive.
Like this car right behind it, without this engine, you could find it, let's say just a stock one, you could find it for $20,000. With this engine, it's worth upwards of $700,000.
Whoa,
Yes,
okay.
that's the difference. It's incredible.
Okay, the engine by itself is worth like 150,000,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, about 150K.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and we have several of these that we have. This one was fully restored by Rentec down here for the museum. So they trade at about 100+ thousand right now, but in terms of a fully restored one that's pristine, this is probably one of the only ones in existence.
And literally 3 years ago, 10 grand you couldn't get this engine for. So it's crazy how the market has shot up.
So free game for you guys. If you want to invest in cars, AMGs,
Yes.
Mercedes, even the parts themselves have a lot of value.
Yeah, stop putting money in chargers and stuff. Those cars are not gonna go up in price. Get yourself a vintage AMG, guys. Trust me. Trust me.